Diddy has found himself at the center of an absolutely wild series of accusations. We're not just talking about one or two scandals here. We're talking a full-blown tidal wave of allegations that include everything from sexual assault to trafficking. And the big twist is that several other Hollywood names have started cropping up in the mess. From his former flame Cassie to other potential victims, lawsuits are stacking up. As more celebs get dragged into the fray, Diddy's carefully curated legacy is beginning to crack. What's really going on behind the scenes in Hollywood? Let's get you caught up on everything you need to know about Diddy, his accusers, and the stars who might just be next in line for the spotlight. Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy started his career in the early 90s at Uptown Records, but the thing is, he didn't last long there. He got fired. Instead of letting that bring him down, he launched Bad Boy Records in 1993. That's when he signed the notorious Big, whose success helped put both of them on the map. He also signed Faith Evans and created an in-house production group, the Hitmen, who worked with major artists like Aretha Franklin, TLC, Mariah Carey, and even Usher. As if running a label wasn't enough, Puff decided to dive into his own music. His debut single stayed on the Billboard Hot 100 for a solid 28 weeks, and his first album sold a massive 561,000 copies in just 1 week. It wasn't just music that made him rich. His deal with Ciroc Vodka, where he took 50% of the profits, is one of his most notable money moves. If you've never heard of Diddy, just know he's a big deal in both music and Hollywood. He has 3 Grammys, a Guinness World Record for being the most successful rap producer in 1997, and he's credited for shaping the careers of Biggie, Usher, and Mary J. Blige. Well, being successful and influential wasn't just the thing with Diddy. There were quite a number of controversies that surrounded him. In 1999, Diddy was involved in a serious altercation with Steve Stoute, NASA's manager at the time. The dispute allegedly arose over Diddy's dissatisfaction with the final cut of a NASA music video. In retaliation, Diddy reportedly stormed into Stoute's office, hitting him with a chair and a champagne bottle. Stoute filed a $500 million lawsuit for assault, but settled for $500,000 out of court. A significant sum, but not the massive $500 million initially claimed. Then, in 2003, Diddy's clothing brand, Sean John, faced serious accusations related to the working conditions in its Honduran factories. Workers claimed they were subjected to exploitative practices, including forced overtime, low wages, and bathrooms being locked to prevent breaks during work hours. Diddy's response was swift, claiming he was unaware of the conditions and promising to investigate the matter. Although the issue didn't seriously damage his brand in the long term, it put a spotlight on how big fashion houses handle labor. As if that wasn't enough drama on his name already, in 2007, Diddy found himself embroiled in another lawsuit following a confrontation in a nightclub in Los Angeles. He was accused of battery after a heated exchange turned physical, with claims he attacked another man, Steven Acevedo, during an argument. Acevedo later sued Diddy, but the incident seemed more like another bump in his turbulent personal life rather than a career-ending scandal. I started poking deep right into Diddy when Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, dropped a bombshell lawsuit on November 16, 2023, accusing Diddy of some really disturbing stuff: rape, abuse, and even sex trafficking. She claimed this all started when she was just 19 and signed with his label, Bad Boy Records. Diddy apparently had total control over her life, from what she wore to where she lived, which, in the real sense of things, is completely wild. The lawsuit also accused Diddy of violent intimidation tactics, like blowing up Kid Cudi's car after Cassie briefly dated him in 2011. There is even mention of Diddy allegedly dangling someone over a 17th floor balcony. And this wasn't just private. The suit claims Diddy's staff witnessed physical abuse, but never spoke out because of fear. According to Cassie, the relationship spiraled further with what she describes as freak-offs, where she was allegedly forced to participate in sex acts with male sex workers while Diddy watched. And the abuse didn't stop there. The lawsuit alleges Diddy paid $50,000 to cover up an incident in 2016 where he reportedly threw vases at Cassie in a hotel. She says Diddy raped her in 2018, which was the final straw, and she walked away from him for good, cutting ties with Bad Boy by 2019. She sued Diddy for an unspecified amount, accusing him and his business network of fostering this toxic environment. Wildly enough, Kid Cudi even confirmed the claim about his car explosion, backing up Cassie's accusations. The details surrounding the settlement between Diddy and Cassie are quite intriguing. They reached an agreement just a day after Cassie filed her explosive lawsuit, but neither side has spilled the tea on the exact terms. Diddy, ever the smooth talker, released a statement saying they resolved the matter amicably and wished Cassie well, throwing in a little love at the end for good measure. On the legal side, Diddy's lawyer, Ben Brafman, was quick to clarify that settling doesn't mean Diddy admitted to any wrongdoing. He emphasized that Diddy stands firm in his denial of the allegations, even while expressing relief at reaching a mutual agreement. Cassie's lawsuit was filed under New York's Adult Survivors Act, which allows sexual abuse victims to bring cases after the usual statute of limitations has expired. With the deadline approaching, Cassie saw this as her chance to confront her trauma and hold Diddy and his enablers accountable. She highlighted how important the passage of this law was for her to finally speak up about the abuse she endured. Then, things took a pretty interesting twist in March when Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties as part of an alleged sex trafficking investigation. On May 17th, CNN dropped a bombshell by releasing surveillance footage from March 5th, 2016, showing Diddy getting physical with Cassie at the now-closed Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles. In the video, you see a towel-clad Diddy grabbing Cassie by the neck and slamming her down to the floor. It gets even worse. He kicks her and drags her by her sweatshirt while she lies there motionless. Just when you think it can't get any more intense, he comes back to shove her again and toss something in her direction. After the shocking surveillance video surfaced, Diddy took to Instagram on May 19th to offer an apology. He went on to say that his actions in the video were inexcusable and took full responsibility for them. Diddy mentioned he had sought therapy and rehab, emphasizing that he wasn't looking for forgiveness and was truly sorry for what had happened. However, Cassie's attorney, Meredith Firetog, had a different take on Diddy's apology. She pointed out the hypocrisy in his sudden change of heart, noting that he had previously denied all wrongdoing and dismissed the allegations as women simply seeking a payday. Firetog characterized his apology as more self-serving than sincere, saying it only came after the footage proved his denials were false. "His pathetic desperation won't sway anyone," she added, making it clear that the victims aren't buying what Diddy is selling this time around. Well, Diddy has found himself in a more scandalous storm. After Cassie came forward with her shocking allegations, multiple other accusers stepped up, turning this situation into a real circus of accusations. First up, there's producer Lil Rod, who filed a lawsuit against Diddy on March 4th. He claimed sexual assault and sex trafficking occurred while he was working on the Love album from 2022 to 2023. His lawyers labeled Diddy's Bad Boy businesses as a RICO enterprise, accusing them of failing to protect their employees from the alleged abuses of the big boss. Apparently, Jones alleges he wasn't even paid for his work on the album. Talk about a major red flag! Then we have another serious claim from a woman who came forward on December 6th, stating that she was gang raped by Diddy and his associates when she was only 17. The lawsuit says they trafficked her across state lines back in 2003. It seems the courage of other victims gave her the push she needed to speak up. Diddy's lawyers quickly entered their defense, stating he was unaware of any misconduct. Things got even messier, with Diddy slapped with 2 additional lawsuits. One came from a former Syracuse University student who alleged he drugged her and filmed the sexual encounter, showing it off as revenge porn later. The second lawsuit involved claims of rape and assault from a woman and her friend, allegedly at Diddy and singer Aaron Hall's hands back in the early 90s. Virginia, one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, also decided to spill some tea. She accused him of physically abusing her, sharing details about being stomped on and punched, claiming he even tried to pay her to terminate a pregnancy. In her words, everyone around Diddy just turned a blind eye to the abuse, which is truly heartbreaking. And let's not forget about Cindy Ruella, Diddy's former personal chef, who filed a lawsuit back in 2017 for sexual harassment, saying he made inappropriate requests while she served food to him and his friends after sexual activities. She settled with him in 2019, but we never got to hear the details of that agreement. Diddy's checkered past includes some really wild incidents. There's also been speculation for years about Diddy's involvement in the murders of both Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. Eminem even referenced this in a track. The day you put out a hit's the day Diddy admits he put out the hit that got Pac killed. So yeah, it looks like Diddy is knee-deep in trouble with these mounting allegations, and it's a story that keeps unfolding. The involvement of celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, Paris Hilton, and even Justin Bieber in the orbit of Diddy's legendary parties has raised new questions as his legal troubles intensify. Kim, once a regular attendee at Diddy's extravagant white parties, now finds herself in this whole saga. Recently, she unfollowed Diddy on Instagram, possibly signaling an effort to distance herself. Rumors online suggested Kim might even be under investigation, though her lawyer was quick to deny the claims. Photos from past parties featuring Kim alongside Diddy and Paris Hilton have resurfaced, fueling social media chatter about her connection to him during these tumultuous times. Similarly, Jennifer Lopez, who famously dated Diddy in the early 2000s, is under renewed scrutiny. Fans are looking back at her involvement in his glamorous events, questioning if she might have been aware of any inappropriate behavior happening behind the scenes. Her presence at Diddy's lavish white parties, once iconic, is now seen in a different light. Paris Hilton has often spoken fondly of Diddy's parties, calling them iconic. However, the resurfacing of old footage from these events, paired with Diddy's current legal battles, has brought Paris back into the conversation. Her appearances, alongside other high-profile guests, show just how influential these gatherings were. Even Justin Bieber has been mentioned in relation to Diddy's infamous parties. Khloe Kardashian once recounted how Justin attended one of these events as a 20-year-old, alongside other celebrities. As Bieber's image has evolved, his connection to Diddy's past wild parties continues to draw curiosity, especially given the serious allegations now surrounding Diddy. These connections reveal how intertwined Diddy's social life has been with Hollywood's elite. With many of these stars being longtime attendees of his notorious gatherings, there's a sense of unease as we all wonder what they knew about the more secretive aspects of his events. Honestly, Diddy's in some serious hot water right now. Racketeering and sex trafficking charges could mean a life sentence for him. And with a minimum of 15 years for sex trafficking alone, things aren't looking good. Right now, he's stuck behind bars, waiting for his trial, and his lawyers couldn't convince the judge to give him bail. Looks like his once stellar legacy is hanging by a thread. And get this, Diddy is being watched constantly in jail, with cameras on him 24/7 and guards checking in non-stop to make sure he's safe. But let's be real, the prison where he's staying doesn't exactly have a great reputation. There's some real concern about whether he'll actually make it to trial in one piece. Meanwhile, the drama keeps piling up. More people are stepping forward, and Diddy's life of glitz and glamour is unraveling fast. What's next for him? Who knows, but it doesn't look like this scandal is wrapping up anytime soon. And hey, if you're still here, show us some love by giving a thumbs up. Also, if you want to stay in the loop on all the latest Diddy updates, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. See you in the next video.